That didn't sound like
that didn't sound like an apology at all.
Ryan, I'm sorry. That was inappropriate.
Thank you.
And
That was really nice of you.
Long overdue.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that, Grant. And
But speaking of you guys, this is the We Cool podcast about apologies, where we apologize for things, demand apologies. I am your host, Tommy, the only one bear.
not even being original.
Just a
Tommy.
rocky start. This is what
Grant,
happens.
Do you
I am
want
the
to start
main
this
host.
podcast?
I think so,
I think
yeah.
you should kick this
Maybe
off.
just me
and
and
I think
you.
we should. I think Grant should kick off the podcast. And guess
Okay.
what? I think
All
we
right,
should
look.
kick Tommy off the podcast.
Come on, man. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Don't
Okay,
kick me off.
I'll kick it off only if Tommy apologizes.
Well, hold on. I do want to say real quick. This podcast does go by Survivor rules. At the end of every episode, all three hosts vote off another. Unfortunately, we have each voted. All of the votes have been even after every episode.
Yeah.
So each person has gotten one vote.
No, this
So we
podcast is
haven't been
actually
able to
like
kick it
American
in.
Idol, where you have to text 494 to me for who's the best podcast host. And I've been getting a lot of texts.
I think I've been
from the
I don't know.
listeners.
I think people are saying things.
People are definitely saying things.
People are saying a lot of things. I'm getting a lot of mail that is vaguely threatening.
Oh.
Yeah. They're saying, stop it. Stop doing that. Don't do the podcast or else. I'll write them back. I say, or else what? And they go,
And I've been getting a lot of mail that's saying, this is your ex-wife Stacy's lawyer. The divorce is final. Please get out of town, Buster.
All right, Tommy, just apologize to me so we can.
Okay,
start
I'm
this
sorry.
episode.
I'm sorry, Grant.
Hey,
And I'll
everybody.
let you kick this. I'll let you kick this off.
thank you, Tom.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the We Cool podcast, the podcast where we apologize, we demand apologies, and we read anonymous listener apologies. I am one of your hosts, Grant Winkles, in the new, improved Ryan Call Universal Studios.
Yep, that's right. We are right next to the SpongeBob water fountain, lodged in between the Danny Phantom urinals.
That beautiful, illustrious voice that you hear is one of my co-hosts, Ryan, the keeper of the keys. Call. Hello, Ryan.
These
How are you?
keys will always be safe with me. And not only will I not put them in my key dish, because sometimes I forget that I do that, I will not put them in my coat pocket or my normal pockets. I will keep them in a safe that you can only unlock using
A
those
key.
keys.
Yes, yes. The man has thought of it all. And beaming in from some sort of island paradise, it looks like we have Tommy the Vaccine Bayer. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, boys? It's good to see you once again. Good to be talking to you. And yes, I am vaccinated.
Wow.
And it feels good. New York City restaurant worker, and I got vaccinated yesterday.
The only time Tommy has ever been deemed essential. Congratulations. on
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's like that one tweet. Did you guys see that one tweet where it was like there was like the guy dressed in some sort of like costume, and he's like, and he was taking a picture of himself, like a selfie in like a shitty bathroom, and he's like, "Damn, I can't believe I'm an essential worker." Like he's like, I don't know, some like one maybe one of those guys who like twirls the sign out
Yeah.
on the corner or whatever. But yeah, I'm vaccinated, man.
Well, good.
Did it hurt?
When you fell from heaven?
No, it was fine. My arm's
See what
a little
happened?
sore today.
I heard it.
What was that nod?
I said,
What was that exchange?
well,
you
Grant
guys just
said,
had?
did it hurt? And I said, after you started talking when you fell from heaven.
Oh,
He was basically hitting on you.
Yeah, I was hitting on you
okay.
on the pod.
well, okay. Well, I don't really know what to say to that. I mean, I'm flattered. I
You say
guess.
thank you.
You say thank you and I love you.
Then you
I don't know if I'm
bend
gonna say. I'm
then
not
you
gonna
bend-
say all that.
Tommy, I
you
think
bend over and you spread your cheeks on the webcam.
And I think you should smile a little bit more.
Okay, I think I.
I think you're beautiful when you smile.
Tommy, Ryan
All right,
and I
I'm feeling-
started an OnlyFans for you.
Yeah.
You guys should. Yeah, Ryan starts.
Well, I found
This
a
is gonna
way.
He
be
starts an
first-
OnlyFans account for me, and he's like my pimp, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna
Well, I-
break the record for the first podcast to live stream to sex traffic one of the hosts live on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like-
I found a way to
I'm
hack
getting
into
sex
Tommy's
trafficked
Tommy's webcam, which I specifically have told him not to cover up. And so basically just anything he does, I put on his OnlyFans. He's naked a lot of the time, more than you would think.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look as good as you'd think naked.
No, I'm just like, I just love the idea of be like, yeah, dude, my podcast host, they're pimping me out, and I don't really know how to feel about it. It's
From across the country.
Under his
Why are you letting them
OnlyFans-
do that to you? I don't know, man. They just
His
they know how to
OnlyFans-
manipulate me. I can't.
His OnlyFans display name is Tommy Bayer, and then in parentheses it says, "A human that looks like an actual spider naked." Spider porn.
Yeah,
It's classified as spider porn.
He looks like the guy who works the bellows in Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Good reference.
Thank you.
That is a good reference. Good
Tommy,
movie.
when you got the vaccine, did you get completely naked?
Yeah,
Tommy pulls his pants down.
They're like, all right, you're gonna roll your sleeves up, and I'm just, I'm pantless, and I'm like, put it in my butt, doc. I don't
You're
care.
like, I'm ready to go. I'm 2 steps ahead of you.
Actually, every single time I go to the doctors, I just get completely naked for no reason. I'm like, what? I thought-
You're in the waiting room, completely naked.
I'm in the waiting room. I'm like, I have a little towel wrapped around my head.
You're like, I just don't want to hold up the line.
And
I
I'm
want to
like,
be ready
all
to go
right.
when they call my name.
I have a little towel wrapped around my head. I have a smaller towel that I'm just kind of like, twirling around. I'm like, let's get this strep test over with.
Let's get my physical. I'm trying to play soccer in high school this year.
Yeah. Well, I did have to go all the way to the Bronx to get tested.
Bronx.
Yeah. Where they
Which
keep the
sucked.
horses. Is that true? Is that true about New York?
What?
Is that where they keep the horses? The Bronx?
Yeah. They
Is
keep
that why
all
they
the
call it
horses.
that?
Yeah, they keep all the horses in the state of New York in the Bronx.
Crazy.
Sorry,
I interrupted you, but go ahead.
No, it's okay. I mean, just a little fun fact is
A little history about
a
this
little history for the listeners. is
city of
always
New
good.
York. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they keep the ponies.
Yeah.
That's why they call it Ponytown. That's the unofficial nickname of the Bronx is Ponytown.
And that's what Joe Biden was referencing
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
he called that
Pony
person a
face.
dog boy.
Dog face pony
Dog
soldier.
boy. Doggy boy.
Yeah.
Joe Biden should just start calling people doggy boy.
Dog
I
face
like
pony
that.
soldier is what I call my penis. Look at this little dog face pony soldier. Huh? There you go, buddy.
There you go.
There you go.
It's a trek
Anyways, yeah,
to
go
get up
back-
to the Bronx.
Tell
It's-
us about your life.
I mean, it took like an hour, 20 minutes by train to get there.
Mm-hmm.
The trains suck. I had to make a stop at Grand Central Station, which, if you don't know, it's just this big station, and it's mayhem
Central?
there.
It's the
Is
Grand.
Is it Central as well?
It's the Grand one.
I think, Grand Central Station.
For a while I thought it was Grant Central Station, and I thought Grant owned that.
Well, that's
I
what
thought-
Grant wanted
yeah.
this podcast to be named initially.
I
He's like,
know.
I'm thinking Grant Central Station.
And the
Tommy,
boys.
go to New York, feel it out, see if that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I finally get to the I have to wait in line. It's
What
like a whole
about-
thing. The
what
Bronx is
about-
also like weird, dude.
Tommy,
It's like,
Tommy, what about Gramps Central Station? The way that those trains run so late.
yeah,
it's like
I mean,
it's like
that's-
my
Slow.
It's like my grandpa's running this Central
yeah,
Station.
it's fine. Well, anyways, I'm gonna say another sentence so you guys can, chime
Interrupt
in
us?
whenever.
Okay,
I'm just gonna keep saying a sentence and you guys can interrupt.
That's
Okay.
But,
why we do the podcast.
That's what this is about, man. But do you guys? Okay, so I finally get into the the clinic or whatever. And do you guys have this when a bunch of people check? Because a bunch of people check your ID and check your information and stuff like that. So you're giving your ID a million times. And do you guys have the thing? I texted you this, but when you have to give your ID so many times, you're you start thinking it's not you, or you know,
Yes.
Well,
you're I'm giving my ID and I'm just I swear that's me, man. That's
yeah,
that's my face. I promise you.
You know what's weird is when you texted us this, I said yes, I do know that feeling, but now I'm gonna say I don't know what that feels like.
I mean, that might just be me, though. And that's fine as well.
That's how you podcast.
Because that's how you podcast.
Shut it down.
Yeah,
Shut down Tommy's
you said
bit.
something. I disagree vehemently.
He
Are you
moved
drinking
away.
coconut water?
Yeah, I'm drinking coconut water.
Here's how I feel about coconut water. If I want water, I'm gonna drink water. If I want coconuts, I'll fly to Hawaii and I'll chop down a coconut tree and I will bash that coconut on a rock as hard as I can until I can get some of that sweet, sweet meat.
And you do that a lot, right?
Once a week.
Once a week. That's
Yeah.
why I'm so
Yeah.
poor.
That's
Yeah,
also
man.
why it's
It's
so
that
hard.
and avocado toast.
Yeah, it's difficult to figure out a time to record the podcast because of it. But
Avocado
we all
toast.
make sacrifices.
What about
What about that?
what about
Here's something.
bravado toast? That was a brave toast. That was a brave piece of toast you just ate.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. What about okay? But here's this other little tidbit about getting vaccine.
Sing your little song, Tweety Bird.
So So now when I'm waiting to get the vaccine, and I'm watching this, this woman, she's giving out all the vaccines, she's giving the shots.
God forbid.
She's blaring Travis Scott off her phone speaker,
Yeah.
and she's like, kind of singing along,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, well, it's pretty cool, but I don't know, it was interesting, I guess. She's like, I'm the highest in the room. I'm like, I
hope not.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of scared of needles, so I kind of hope we kind of get this thing together.
Yeah.
It seems like a too chill of a vibe for me in here, I guess.
I'm scared of needles too. I was something about that ID thing though that you mentioned. It just made me think of one time I was coming back. I was going through customs, coming back I think from Costa Rica, and the guy asked me, the Customs and Border Patrol agent, if anybody's ever left and come back, you know that the customs people are just absolute dickheads to you when you're coming back into your own country, which I always thought was funny because typically the customs people, when you're entering a different country, are like super nice to you. And then when you're coming back to your own country, they're like, go fuck yourself. But the guy asked me what my passport number was. And
That's like a 10-digit number, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh man, I have no idea." And he's like, "All right, good, because if you would have known that, it would have proven to me that it isn't you." And I was just like,
What mind games is this?
"Well, dude, yeah, that's exactly why I."
Now, what's your birthday? And think very carefully before you answer that. Because
Yeah.
if you know it, you might not be who you say you are.
Yeah, this specific customs agent was under a bridge, and he did have a hunchback and like very trollish.
You
like,
want
if
to
I read-
enter the United States, you have to answer 3 riddles while I'm on skates.
about your passport and identification.
What if, like, when they let you in, like, in customs, they show you, like, a screen, and they're like, now, click all the signs that don't have a stoplight in it to prove you're not a robot. And you're like, I'm here, actually. I'm totally not a robot. But
then they're still just like, but just press the signs, and then you start like sparking out of the side of your head.
and they're like, we got one.
I thought I wasn't a robot.
Also, like, I'm on the train going through the Bronx, and I'm like, I think those are the buildings that burnt down in the 70s, and I don't think they really fixed them. Like, it still looks, I think they just like repaired a window or something like that. It doesn't look good.
That does seem like a very New York City thing of like, no, it's part of the culture, it stays.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's good. I mean, I think I watched one of those documentaries when I was 13, and I was like, well, I'm glad that happened in 1972, and now we're here, and I'm like, oh, wow.
If you was really from here, you would know that that's part of the identity of this city is burned down buildings.
That's where we keep the rats. That's how
Also,
we keep the rats.
and then I was in Grand
around.
Central Station taking a piss, and I almost got robbed. It was a whole thing.
What happened?
It was a long day. I was peeing, and this guy comes up behind me, and he's just like, "Come on, man, let me just hold some money." And I'm like, "Dude, get the fuck away from me!" I'm like, dick out peeing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was not chill. It wasn't a chill day. So I don't know.
Well,
Do you know what's weird too? I did memorize my passport number after that.
it's like you didn't learn the lesson they wanted you to.
But here, like when I was traveling through Asia, I changed countries so many times. You have to fill out your customs sheets on every plane before you land. So I did memorize it. So I just had it, and so like it's not that weird that you would memorize that number.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. What would have
All
happened
cops
if you...
are bastards, dude.
Yes.
But all cops are bastards, obs. But
Obs, super obs. ACAB, and that means train conductors. That means customs people.
that means people who drive cabs.
That means
that
that means the guy who messed up my sandwich order. Okay.
Cabernet, that red wine.
all
gone.
Cabernet are $13,000.
Oh boy.
Y'all remember that when that happened?
Yeah, I don't know if our listeners are all on Twitter, so we do talk about Twitter quite a bit.
Yeah,
so-
Chrissy Teigen, just once a month, will just be like, I'm going to wild out today.
She's like, I'm gonna melt down my personal social media life.
But it's good. It
for
gives
3
everybody,
days.
like, everyone's
Well,
like, all right,
you know-
we'll all collectively not like this person today.
Well, that-
and
that
there's
is
a little
what
bit of
she
a
said.
bonding.
That's what she said too.
The ancient Aztec people
There you go.
believed that the world moved in cycles and that it was a constant state of creation
actually think
and
I said that.
destruction. Oh, that was you? The
Yeah,
ancient
that's that was me.
Tommy's people
Yeah.
thought that the world was in a constant state of cycles and it would destroy itself and create itself. And that's what Chrissy Teigen is doing. It's very highbrow and it's very artsy. What she's doing is she's creating her brand, and then once a month she destroys
Tearing it
her
down.
brand. Yes.
And then she builds it up, and it's the same exact brand.
It is confusing though, because sometimes you'll see her tweets and they are really wholesome and she seems like a really sweet person, but then once a month it'll just be like, one time a homeless person asked me for money and I spit on him. And it's like, why would you tweet that? Why would you? And then there'll be like 5 days of follow-up tweets where she's just like, why is everyone so mad at me?
Yeah,
Like,
what do you
'cause
think?
said
How do you think John Legend's feeling about this? Where he's just like,
I don't think he gives a shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
man. The man's a
Does
legend.
not care.
you don't think like when
I
his
think
wife
he-
is like wilding out online and
No.
she's like being
I think-
mad at in
I-
home, he's like, oh damn.
She's probably not mad at
I
home.
think she complains about it to him, and I think he pretends to listen.
Yo,
Yeah.
John Legend.
He's listening to the Joe Rogan podcast in the other ear.
John Legend really won the old name lottery, didn't he? What is
He's
that?
got
good name.
John, which is classic name.
Good, solid. I'd say that's about an 8 out of 10 name.
It is.
Yeah.
It's better than a lot of names I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
What if his
Tommy,
real name was
Ryan,
like Joshua
Tommy.
Leibowitz?
It might be.
He's like, yeah, I'm actually Jewish this whole time.
That's Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, you got Leonard Kravitz.
Mm-hmm.
Kravitz, not the best last name.
No.
That reminds me of an old woman.
Well, Lenny Kravitz
Kravitz.
sounds cool, but Leonard Kravitz sounds very nerdy. You know, like
What
he has
about-
to sign his like taxes as Leonard Kravitz.
What about Lenny Kravitz? And
That sounds like a porn actor.
he comes out of your asshole and plays the guitar.
Hello, I'm Lenny Kravitz, and I've been living in your ass for 4 years.
Oh my God, is that you, Lenny Kravitz?
American woman, eat my ass.
Yeah.
Living in your ass. I'm a tiny little man.
All right, we're gonna slow things down a little bit.
You know what's
like I said,
crazy?
my name is Lenny Kravitz.
Everything I just sang is an actual AC/DC song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all sampled from AC/DC.
What's been going on with you guys though?
Oh, I had to take the train to Grand Central Station, and it was
To
like-
Grant Central Station.
Yeah, it was so long. Dude.
Yeah,
it took
and
like
then I was
how long did Tommy say it took him? 30 minutes.
40. I don't know.
It took.
didn't
I wasn't
listen.
listening either. It took me 2 hours to get there.
Yeah.
And then a man started pissing on me while I was trying to rob him.
A man started pissing on you
Yeah,
while you
well,
were
and then
robbing him?
and then I went to go get a shot, like for someone to shoot me, and Travis Scott was listening
All
to
right,
this
okay.
lady.
I can't. Shut up. I went to last night. I did a sleep study. Do you guys know what that is?
A sleep
That's where
study?
That's where you have to stay up all night and study about sleep.
Yeah, no, that's what somebody did to me. So, like, everybody in my family has sleep apnea. It's like when you snore so bad that you,
Yeah.
like, stop breathing. So, like, just another tick on the list of my very weak genetics. Like, my brother's spraining his ankle, crossing his legs. The number one threat to my family is our own necks, basically. That's what chokes you when you're sleeping. So I had to, it was so weird. I had to go in and they hook like a ton of, like probably 20 electrodes up to your whole body. And then you just like sleep, but there's like a camera in the room, like an eye in the sky camera where they're watching you and monitoring all the like sensors and shit. And I couldn't sleep. and it was like the most anxiety-inducing. I couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah, that sounds so stressful. So you had to go. Like. So the idea is that you fall asleep overnight in this like health clinic or whatever.
Yeah. It was at a hospital, but yeah, it's kind of like it was basically like a mix between a hospital room and a hotel room, kind of.
That sounds so weird, dude.
I had like the worst anxiety, and
I think
like
you got abducted. This sounds like an alien abduction story. Like I was in my room, and then these doctors came in, and they were really tall, and they had huge eyes, huge eyes, no noses, and they said you need to do this sleep study. So I went, and then they stuck their arms up my ass the whole night.
No, it sucked. Maybe it was that. I don't know. Maybe I got abducted, but I was like, and my brother like got in my head about it because I was already kind of like anxious about it because first of all, I haven't like done anything for a year. So it's weird to like, I had to like go and check in at like 9 p.m. and it's like, this feels weird to be leaving my house.
You just woke up.
Yeah.
I woke up at 8:30.
That's why I couldn't sleep.
Well, here's the thing. You've been in the vibe zone for so long.
I know, and this is the
You've been
opposite
generating
of that.
so many vibes, and they just disrupted that process.
I've been building like a force field of vibes around me, and they just start.
Grant, you malfunctioned. You're like society. People have jobs. No,
error.
A sterile environment.
But so yeah, there's like an eye in the sky camera on you. So then I was like, damn, dude, it felt like my fault that I couldn't fall asleep. Then I was thinking about the lady. So there's a lady like just watching me sleep, and I'm like, dude, I'm ruining her night because I can't sleep. So is
the lady in another room watching you?
Yep, she's like a technician. And so I got there, and first of all, my girlfriend was like, well, you should, like, are you going to, like, get high or do anything? And I was like, no, probably not. Well, and she's like, well, maybe you should because that's what you normally do, and they want you to sleep like you normally do.
Yeah, but you can't show up there just like drunk being time for bed, bitch.
That would have
time to take my little ass to bed, baby.
We need to get in a fight, otherwise I can't sleep.
You're like jerking off, and you're like, "This is how we do it at Grant Central Station, baby."
That's what I was gonna say. First of all, they check. So I took an edible. First of all, they checked my heart rate. It's 420, bro. Just like jacked up. They're like, you
like,
should
it's
be
really
dead
high.
right.
And you're like 420, right?
No, that's just my body begging for marijuana. I haven't smoked in 2 hours, so.
But then, yeah, she's like, she shows me the room, and I had like 2 hours before I was going to bed. She's like, camera's right there. It's not on until you actually start sleeping. And I was like, can you turn it on now? So because I gotta beat off before I go to bed, and I need somebody to see this.
I want to see what that looks like.
But
you're looking at the camera, and you're just like, thanks everybody for listening and watching the We Cool podcast. And they're like, this man is insane.
Yeah, but then eventually I fell asleep at I don't even know what time it was, and slept through till like 9:30 in the morning. And I don't know if I have it because they said if I had it or if I had it severely, they would like come in and so what the prescription is, if you have sleep apnea, you either wear like a mouth guard that like shifts your jaw forward, so because it's like the back of your throat closes, or you have to wear like a sleep. It's called a CPAP. It's like a mask that you put over.
Yeah, and
your
isn't like a machine hooked up to the machine too, or something?
Yeah. It's like it provides like positive airflow, so it just like it basically like opens up your whole like throat, so it's always open.
The only positive airflow I need is a little Kush.
Nice, dude.
Well, that's the only positive airflow I need in my life, baby.
That was good. Grant, real quick.
Legalize it.
I said that it was your fault that you couldn't fall asleep, and I'm sorry for saying that because it's not.
Thank you.
It wasn't your fault.
I did feel what you never like. I did feel like it was.
You feel better now, Ryan?
I feel better.
I feel the same.
I do.
But Grant feels better. And
I feel better. I needed to hear that.
That's why we apologize to people. It's not about me feeling better. It's about Grant feeling better.
That's really strong and wise of you to say that, I think.
But actually, it kind of does make me feel superior to most people.
Wait, Grant, are you a big snorer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not notice it that night that we shared the room?
No, I was
and,
blackout drunk.
Yeah. I was probably. So was I. I was probably snoring up big time that.
Yeah,
that night.
I knocked out, man.
I don't think I snore at all.
Oh, by the way,
I snore when I sleep on my back because
Yeah.
you
Yes.
know. But
Yeah.
if I'm sleeping on my side or stomach, then I'm good.
Speaking of that, just want to put it out there. I'm going to be featuring for Chrismatic in at the Cellar in Fargo, February 24th and 25th, I believe, or 25th and 26th. One of those two.
I think it's 26, 27.
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
said I couldn't do
some
those
of
days.
some of something. Last weekend of February, I'll be up there with Chrismatic. So I think we have some listeners in Fargo, but our listeners in Fargo are probably the other comics who work at the Cellar. So
They'll already be
you
there.
guys come out, support your home club.
Where
All right.
where COVID doesn't exist.
Yes, hell yeah! I'm excited. I'm excited to take a break from COVID up in Fargo.
Yeah, man, you go to Fargo, man, and you're like, no one gets sick here. You know, it's all good.
Big respect.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I
anyways,
still
yeah.
can't believe you have to go to a place. I don't ever want to do that. That sounds
Yeah.
like the worst night of my life.
It really
And if I do it-
sucked.
I'm gonna be partying.
It
Yeah.
does sound like a Franz Kafka novel
Yeah.
where it's just like at 10 p.m. they came and they took him from his house and they made him sleep with things hooked up to him.
You
And they
have to
said,
be at the health clinic at 10 p.m. sharp and go to bed. Night
Listen-
night. Go to
listen t-
bed. Sleepy time.
Listen
look
to
at all
us.
they had sensors like
Jesus.
all over my head.
He looked
Like,
so
here,
sad.
I know, and also kind of high.
Listen to us, G. That's his name, is just the letter G. You have to go to sleep now.
Gregor.
And if you can't, G, we're going to make you disappear forever.
Dude, that
You're going to turn into like a seaweed. You're gonna just turn
Wait,
into
turn-
a seaweed.
I'm gonna
if
turn
you
into
don't
a
sleep.
seaweed at the bottom of the ocean, or
No,
just
just
like
you're
a
gonna be
dried
a
out.
seaweed in a bed.
Ooh.
yeah, they're
And
doing
your
like
parent-
experiments, you know.
Your
Like a-
parents
like
are
a
knocking on
seaweed
the door.
snack?
They're like, "Gee, you have to go to work at your job where you just dig holes all day."
And I'm just sitting.
Gee,
I'm sitting
This
there being
accent's
like,
getting crazy.
Gee, you have to go to work. Go work at the hole digging factory that you work at,
"There's
This
a,
accent.
where you dig holes for 10 hours at a time, and they never tell you why you're digging the hole. It just needs to be deeper and deeper.
That's my impression of a
Seaweed.
dried out seaweed snack.
Can I give you guys my
You
impression
guys
of the
don't like
seaweed?
that one? Fine. That's before. That's after you get the
You've been
water.
working on that for a while too, right?
Well, that's a seaweed who has sleep apnea.
I always thought it would be funny to go into a drive-through, and they're like, "Hello, what may I take your order?" And you just go, "Water." Like you've been wandering the desert for
Yeah.
40 years.
yeah.
But just me showing up in my Pontiac Torrent, 2007 Pontiac Torrent.
Get the all new 2007 Pontiac Torrent at a cousin's Craigslist post near you.
I'm gonna sell that Pontiac Torrent. So if any of the listeners want to buy it, get at me for the low price of $25,000. This piece of shit Pontiac Torrent can be yours, but you know it's really sentimental value because your favorite host of your favorite podcast drove it and sold it to
Conan
you.
O'Brien needs a friend. People shit on Craigslist, but that's how I met my dad.
That's
was
how you
on
met your dad?
Craigslist, he put out an ad. He
Wow.
said, looking for my...
Son.
No,
Baby
look.
boy?
He said, looking for my shovel that I misplaced in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a shovel in Chicago, and I said, yeah, I got a shovel. And so I go down there, and there he is, 16 feet tall.
Just like you.
Yep. A strong Asian man.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
That was the
Is it-
original script for
is-
Big Daddy.
Is there
actually.
any other
Yeah.
type of Asian man?
what?
I said, is there any other type of Asian man?
I've never met a weak one.
Nope.
No, absolutely not. Well,
So for
Grant, that
anyone-
sounds.
Oh, go
That's
ahead.
sorry. I was going to say, Grant, that sounds like an insane and stressful thing, and I'm
Yeah.
glad you don't have sleep apnea.
Yeah, well,
You know,
I
so
might,
it's
but
great.
it's just not severe because they said they would have come in and put it on me if it was like really like if it was bad. So I do think that means I don't have it that bad if I do have it. So that is nice because I don't want to fucking wear that Darth Vader mask every night. That seems like I don't know. But if it's apparently if you have sleep apnea and you don't treat it, it like makes your risk of like a heart attack and a stroke go up by like 100%. So
It's like one of those things you got to do.
Crazy.
yeah.
When you have to like go get like a colonoscopy,
What,
do you have to worry about that at some point?
Nah, never, man. You'll probably die before you need to figure that out.
Yeah,
You'll
I'm
die
a
a long time
goner.
before.
Probably get a lot of people don't know this. We actually all met each other on Craigslist. That's I put out a wanted ad just for like
For a
looking-
colonoscopy.
No, Ryan. That's see. This is why we instantly clicked. I said straight white male looking for two other straight white males to start a podcast together.
Yep.
Got a deluge of replies. You know.
Yes.
But none of them are other straight white males.
Yeah, and you guys, you know, it was a grueling audition process.
You invited us over.
Weeks and weeks of callbacks.
Tommy and I knew each other before this because we. How do we know each other, Tommy?
Well, we knew each other from you know, from being gay.
Anonymous gay sex. That's
Yeah.
right.
Anonymous
So-
gay sex
also
site, the
Craigslist.
anonymous gay
and
sex site.
Craigslist.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
Craigslist. Yes.
So we knew each other from that, and then this is kind of the behind the music episode.
Yeah.
I remember Grant invited us over, and there he was, 16 feet tall,
Completely naked.
giant Asian man.
So straight.
and he brought us in, and he said, you know,
Well, I'll say what
won't
I'll
do
say
his-
what I said.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do your voice out of respect. I didn't want to.
Said, gentlemen, please come in and sit down. I've prepared these scripts for you. This is a screen test for compatibility. Please do not make eye contact. And after
And then I
that,
picked up the script and I looked at it and I went, "Hey, my name is Tommy, the only one bear, and you're listening to the We Cool is." And I'm like, "Does that sound good?" You know? And then that's how Ryan stole that line. You know?
Yeah.
I was originally the one who said it.
It's also why
I mean, you were
sometimes
supposed to be Ryan, and Ryan was supposed to be playing your part. But once we got the
the screen test.
Yeah.
Well, when we
Yeah.
showed that to audiences, they were furious.
So mad.
that they were trying to make you the one that our viewers were supposed to
It'd
find
be fun.
attractive.
It would be funny if podcasts like did operate a lot like bands, where like members kept getting dropped. You know?
Yeah.
Well, this
And then
podcast,
it just keeps like forming into like different.
this podcast is a boy band. That's why the name of this podcast was almost In Sync. Cool.
But then we found out that there might be some copyright issues because it's possible that there was a different band called that at one other point.
Are there still boy bands
Yeah.
around?
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
They're all Korean.
That's not a boy band. You're just naming.
No, he's a boy.
You're just
band.
naming young boys.
The
Army
kids
Hammer.
from Stranger Things, Army
Yeah.
Hammer,
Those are all boy bands.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
You're just
trying
naming
to
things
think.
you've seen.
Trying to think what
So
else.
with boys, the Lost Boys.
The Boys on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Boyhood.
I don't think they're. I think boy bands might be out.
What about girl
Ooh.
bands? You never heard about a girl band? Can girls have
Dixie
bands?
Chicks.
Wait,
You got the
don't
Dixie Chicks.
yeah.
Well, that's Southern.
Can't steamroll Tommy's bold prediction right there.
Sorry,
that
go ahead.
His pop culture take.
My pop culture take is, you don't see a lot of boy bands anymore.
Yeah.
Go
and,
off.
And what's going? And hey, that really pisses me off, man.
Why does that make you angry?
I don't know, man. It's just like sometimes, like I'm listening to music, and you know, it's
The
not.
Spice Boys.
I'm listening to all these Spice Boys. You know,
That was a girl band.
Spice Girls was a girl band.
You know, I'm listening to like the Red Hot Chili Babies. You know, all these
Red Hot
all
Chili
these
Boys.
bands, but they're not. You know, they're not doing it for me because I need.
The Red Hot Chili Pampers.
Hold on. You're telling me you got the Spice Girls?
They have diapers around their dicks instead of socks.
Red Hot Chili Pampers.
That's great. A bunch of babies.
Sometimes I feel
cosplaying
like my only friend.
Sometimes
is
I
the
feel
crib
like
I
I don't have
sleep in.
my bottle. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the diaper
crib.
I poop in. The Pampers, we love them.
Mama's got titties, I suck up on them.
Yeah. Under the bridge, I saw some. I don't know.
Some kid, he stole my ball. I
Yeah.
don't know. That was
the
that was good.
Red Hot Chili Pampers.
Hold on though, we got the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah.
We got Dixie Chicks, Spice
got-
Girls.
What's going on here? Do girls have to?
Do they have to file
make it
with
known?
the IRS to become a band?
And girls do all the rapping now. Guys are barely rapping.
Yeah. It seems like Baja Men didn't get the fucking memo.
Did you see
Canceled
did you see
much?
Meek Mill? Did you see Meek Mill tweeted? He was like, "Damn, Robinhood sucks. They won't let me open up my account."
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, "Bro, you're a millionaire."
I love the idea of like Meek Mill on like Wall Street, like hedging his bets on penny stocks. You know,
Yeah.
like trying to fucking come up. You know.
What about who got the fucking who got the diamond embedded in their forehead? Did you guys?
Shut the fuck up.
It's
I don't remember who that rapper is.
Oh god, it's not Young Thug.
I feel like it was a less noteworthy rapper.
It's like a oh man, I don't know.
It was Macklemore.
Oh yeah,
it
dude.
was Macklemore.
That would be-
Macklemore. Yo, racism is bad. Mac.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I stole
Racism
your
is bad
Grammy.
freestyle.
yeah.
Wait, is
I
that
didn't.
real?
I didn't actually watch it, but
Dude, it's so embarrassing.
dude, that guy he went from like the #1 person in the entire world to like 100% cringe post. Like
He's
overnight.
always been very cringe.
I
Yeah,
know,
he's been
but I
pretty
did. I did like that album that he put out, the one that he won the Grammy for. Like when
I
it
thought
came
it was
out, I did
terrible.
like it. Yeah, but you were probably still in high school when that came out, right?
also-
Yeah, I think I was like a freshman in high school.
The reason that
Yeah.
album sucks is because it beat fucking Good Kid, Mad City, and also I think 2014 Forest Hills Drive came out that year too. Like there were two like straight up just like classic
Yeah.
hip hop albums that are like that will go down in the pantheon of hip hop as like some of the greatest albums of all time.
And
And
Macklemore's just like, yo, I like to go thrift shopping
Yeah.
with my boys.
I'm
And
not gay, but if I was,
Yeah, if I'm
What
not
about that?
gay.
I wish
But
I
I'm
was
not
gay.
gay.
I wish I was gay to be more diverse.
Yeah.
Diversity.
So
Maybe I
that's-
would win one more Grammy
Dude,
with
didn't
my
it-
diversity.
didn't Iggy Azalea? Didn't she win a Grammy over like? I feel like there were like a couple really good albums that year too, and she won.
Dude, it sucks.
don't
And I was also pissed off too because like in high school, they like were like making us like an English teacher like made us like analyze some Macklemore lyrics.
No.
And everyone in the class was like, "What the fuck
Bro.
is this? This is
Yeah.
so stupid."
You
Like-
know, the teacher too, when they came up with that plan, was like, "This is gonna."
Oh my
rock
god,
their
dude! There's like
socks.
every fucking
They are
like,
going to love that I know who Macklemore is.
dude. Every fucking
I'm
young
52,
teacher.
and I know who Ryan Lewis
Yeah,
and Macklemore.
I love his production.
I feel like every inner city like high school has this. Like every young teacher thinks they're like I don't know what was it like Hilary Swank who played that like character. There, you know.
Are you thinking of Stand and Deliver?
Mhm.
I don't know.
The Mexican
Yeah,
math
Hillary
Yeah,
Swank,
everyone
that
thinks-
old Mexican man.
teacher. Tommy says Hillary Swank.
Was it her or I don't know?
No, bro, it's like a man who's like an old.
No,
Mexican
I'm thinking of a
man.
woman. There's like this
You're thinking
one...
of Sandra Bullock in that
Yeah,
one
I'm thinking of
movie.
Sandra Bullock.
The
Yeah.
Blind
The
Side.
Blind Side. That's
No,
is
not
she
the
a
Blind
teacher?
Side. I'm not thinking about the Blind Side. I'm thinking about
Miss
like some...
Congeniality.
Mm-hmm.
Eh.
Miss Congeniality too.
Speed.
just like every fucking every
what
fun of
did-
like one of
what
those
did
high
she
school
do?
movies where like the teachers are like, I'm gonna speak to these kids and I'm gonna reach these kids through
Yeah.
hip hop and dance, and like every fucking like teacher tries to do that.
Robin
at, like, high
Williams
schools, and
should have
it's
been
so
called
cringe.
should have
And
been called Reach Me Williams.
I don't get that.
What? Yeah.
Robin.
Okay,
That's
that's
him.
a Reach Me Williams.
Nice.
But
Tommy with
yeah,
the
I just
rebound.
remember like teachers always being like, yeah,
That was
like I
an
remember
N1
one teacher was like, I don't even care if you guys curse in class, and then like one kid's just like, oh fuck yeah, she said we can fucking curse, and then we all were like cursing like way too much, and then by the end of the class she's like, okay, cursing's done.
That backfired.
We're not. It was like her first day as like a
Yeah.
teacher, and I don't know.
That
we were
still
probably all
makes you kind of a
sophomores.
cool teacher. Just one day to go
Yeah,
for it. Like
Her first day teaching in a high school was like, I'm gonna be the cool teacher and tell them that they can curse. It was like first period, first day of her teaching. We immediately just shut it down by just cursing the whole class, and then she just went back on everything. It was great.
She just turned into like the meanest teacher the day after that happened too.
Yeah, she was like, I picked the wrong career. Like she, just got out of college, like probably just got out of grad school. Is like 27 years old, and is like, well, this sucks.
Yep.
So
that's why you shouldn't become a teacher.
Yeah,
no
one should.
No one should become a teacher.
Like, fuck mean teachers. Mean teacher is like the worst, like stereotypical character you could be.
I would say.
Also, adults teaching kids. I don't know. Weird vibes, yo. I think kids should I think kids should be teaching kids. Sorry.
Why you want to be by those?
I have
kids?
a different perspective, Tommy. I think there should only be one teacher, nationally, and it should be me. Let me teach the children all they need to know. I'll
over
teach
Zoom.
Them. Oh no, I'll do it in person. You're
like the Santa Claus of teaching. You're like getting.
Well, it's like the Super Bowl, but for teaching. And so once a year, every child in the nation gets brought into a stadium,
that's
and
like,
in 4 hours, I teach them a year's worth of information.
Okay. So what are the subjects you're covering?
Yeah, bullet point
in the first hour. Like, let's bullet point this. What are
first
you covering?
First hour, we're doing introductions. So everyone in the stadium goes around,
icebreakers
themselves to the class.
Well, that's like the first 4 hours, and then
it just takes an hour. We do it really quick. They tell us 3 things about themselves. One thing that is absolutely fucking bonkers.
Astrology sign.
Second hour, I let them swear. Then the third hour, I realized that was a huge mistake. So the third hour is I'm trying to teach them math, but. Here's the problem. The whole state, like 50,000, more than like millions of children. So they're hard to control. So third hour, I have to kill one of the children so that they understand I'm serious.
To make an example.
Yeah. And also because I can. I'm stronger than them.
Dude, there's this kid in...
Fourth hour,
yeah,
we do math.
Nice. Well, there's this kid in math class when I was like a sophomore. This kid... I don't want to say his name, but he's like, he's like good. Chris is his name. Good kid.
What's his last name? Tell us his last name.
Don't say his last name.
Tell us where he lives.
So this kid, he's kind of quiet, he's just a cool, nice guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything bad. One day he just throws his desk out the window.
Hell yeah.
Like third floor, throws his desk out. Yeah, window is open, just chucks his desk out the window.
Let's go.
And I remember asking him like, why'd you do it? And he's like, I never did anything bad before. It's like, I wanted to do something bad. I was like,
that's pretty bad. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, throwing a desk out the window.
You probably just got expelled.
That rocks.
It was very surprising.
You should have stole a piece of gum or started small. Or,
it happened so quickly. Everyone's just like, is a desk just go out the window? What the fuck?
And it killed a guy. It killed a guy. It landed on a guy's head.
Yeah, it killed someone.
But Tommy, think about this. Think about how cool it would be if I'm the only teacher in the United States, and then
Ryan, the only teacher, call.
So then, years later, I'm in the supermarket, right? And hundreds of children, hundreds of grown-ups now, because they're adults now. They come up to me and they go, "You didn't teach us anything," and they're angry, because they feel like I've robbed them of skills and information, and I just think that would be really special.
They've been in therapy because you murdered.
And they've been in therapy, and all their therapists is me. I'm the only therapist in the world.
Yeah,
and I gather everybody in the Super Bowl. It's a big stadium.
Yeah. Okay, wait. How long would it take? How long would the therapy session take?
We're doing 10-minute therapies.
10 minutes for everybody?
10 minutes. I'm gathering.
That's going to take years.
No, 10-minute group sesh.
10-minute group sesh, 10-minute therapy group sesh in the Super Bowl stadium.
Yeah. So okay, so me and Grant are representing each 500,000 people.
You're one side of 500,000.
Grant's the other.
Because you elect. It's a democratic process. You elect one speaker for every 500,000
and I come out.
people.
They lower me on sort of a stage. I'm getting lowered from the sky from a helicopter.
Well, we reused from the Super Bowl halftime show the weekend's whole
Hall
setup,
and you guys are screaming. And I'm like,
and the problem is,
are y'all ready for some therapy and football?
Well, and
we're
and
like,
people are like
yes,
football.
yeah.
But
football.
Here's the thing too: is unfortunately it's only a 10-minute session, but it takes Tommy. He gets lost in that circle of mazes thing that the weekend was in for like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he finally comes out. Now we really need the therapy. Like now we're drunk because we've been drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, and now it's and now I
Hey,
only have 4
don't
minutes.
sell beer at the stadium if you don't want the kids
And
getting
now
drunk.
I only have 4 minutes to give you guys the best therapy ever.
Yeah.
Okay, and I go, "Oh, y'all ready for some therapy?"
And we go,
football.
Yes.
And then I go, "All right, here is the last play from the Super Bowl. Here's Tom Brady's last 4 minutes." And I just show you guys Tom Brady's last play, and I go, "Now everybody is cured."
And then, you first you say it's not your fault.
I go, I actually just play the Goodwill Hunting clip, and I go, "Did y'all just see what fucking happened there?"
And we go,
That man on that screen is Tom Brady,
but
he's with Regan Williams.
But there are a couple people who are smaller than the people in front of them, and they're like, we actually didn't see what happened.
I'm dressed in a dress, high heels, glasses. I'm dressed as the therapist in The Sopranos.
Ooh.
Nice.
And
we're all Tony?
You guys, everyone is cosplaying as Tony Soprano.
Christopher.
So you guys all, you're going like, of course I'm fucking ready for some therapy.
We're all having fantasies about having sex with you while you're trying to therapize us.
Mm-hmm. I think there should be one therapy.
Y'all motherfuckers ready to
everybody.
Y'all ready to get fucking therapized?
And then you know what that would put an end to? These snarky takes where it's like, you need to go to therapy. It's like,
it's like, go to therapy. It's like, I'm waiting for the yearly
tour
meetup.
What about one person who cuts everyone's hair?
That would be me.
And how would you do it?
I think we should keep going with this. I like this bit.
I'll get everybody together in the Super Bowl stadium, wherever they played it last. And I just go,
every day, here's what the stadium's purpose is. It's every day.
Every single day, it's someone's
Everyone
job.
shows up for the one thing and event. So everyone shows up to,
you can only get
for class one day.
You
get one haircut a year.
You only get one haircut a year.
One
and
therapy.
also, it's like a 10-second haircut from Grant, who, based on how his hair looks, does not know how to cut hair.
It's like half a haircut.
Yeah.
I'm speeding through everybody.
But think about how much
gotta
money,
power through 1 million people in one day.
And think about how much money you would make if you had that. If you had one of the jobs that you're presenting, you'd make billions.
Nah, bro.
Well, there'd really only be 365 jobs in America.
But this is
365 things.
It would be competitive. Don't get me wrong. Like, you would be fighting so many people.
No, but
and somehow we would occupy 3 of those days.
Yeah. Well, we came up with it. We came up with the idea.
You wouldn't get rich because this is the world that us socialists want. This is Bernie Sanders America that we're describing.
I had this job.
Well, you would, because you'd be executed if you weren't a socialist.
I would be a
at this point.
communist.
That's nice.
That's where I think we should all share the cum.
Fluids.
I don't think so.
No, I do, because sometimes I don't have enough. And that actually brings us to one of our sponsors.
No.
Blue Chew.
No free advertisement.
Blue Chew Energy Chewable Tablets.
Did you get Blue Chew?
Energy for your penis.
This will put semen in your.
We're not. You're just
in your actual penis. This will put Blue Chew.
Dude, do not show Blue Chew ads.
Semen
a lot of people
penis.
don't know this, but like a lot of people. When we were growing up, and we were taught that when your penis gets erect and hard, it fills with blood. That's not.
No, it fills
right.
with cum. From
it's
that
full of
pill.
cum. Yeah.
And this brings us to our next sponsor, Protect Your Gear Pro Coverage, powered by Oshurion.
Stop right now. Stop.
Should we do an anonymous listener apology? No.
Can we start doing anonymous sponsors?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
we won't tell you who paid us to say this, but you should eat fresh your way at Subway.
Yeah, that's a good business model to pitch. Do you want to anonymously submit your pay us? Oh, okay.
Your sponsorship?
So if you want to submit or demand your own anonymous apology, go to grantwinkelscomedy.com/wecoolpodcast to submit or demand your own anonymous apology.
You can go to Venmo at Ryan L. Call, Kahl.
Nope.
You can pay me $100 to anonymously sponsor our podcast.
That is not true. Do not do that.
$100.
Go to Venmo at
Ryan
Moneyman
L.
Grant.
Call.
That's Venmo at Moneyman Grant.
KAHL.
Okay, so if you want to submit that,
Anonymously
go to
sponsored podcast.
grantwinklescomedy.com/WeCoolPodcast. And actually, if you have one that you've been meaning to write in, please do so. I think we're down to 2 in the chamber right now. So please, we need some more anonymous apologies. Otherwise, it's going to be a half hour more of just straight up riffing with the boys.
It's going to be another
we're gonna
hour.
explore.
All good, dude.
We're going to explore the other 362 days out of that Super Bowl tour.
What do we call
So,
that? What's the name for that concept?
Right off the top of my head, Super Bowl.
The
something.
Super Bowl?
Yeah,
What about
yeah.
this?
What?
more like the
The
stupid
meeting
bowl.
of it's no okay.
No,
so
I
it's
think you're close. What about this?
it's the one. It's called the one meeting.
What about this? No, I don't like that.
Okay.
What about the melding of all minds?
Yes. What about this? A
No.
melting
melting mind.
thought.
What about
A
wait?
melting
What about
thought?
The melting
malt-
thought. The
a
melting
malt-
thought.
A
a
melting
malt?
thought.
What about a malt and a thought?
A malt?
I think we'll come
A
back
malt.
to it. We'll come
Because then we could also sell people malts.
All right, guys, write in. Okay. I demand an apology from Tommy for inventing heaven. Yeah, shit's lame. I'm not going, and my parents are upset I won't be there.
Okay.
Tommy, you're not invited to my birthday COVID party.
Okay. First of all, this listener, thank you for writing in,
Yes, thank you.
Thank
and you're not invited to my birthday COVID party. So we're gonna start
Damn.
off there.
Wow.
Second,
Didn't
you
see
don't
that
have to go to
coming.
heaven. I'm not saying you have to go to heaven or that you're forced to go to heaven.
What's the other option?
All I'm saying is, it's my idea.
Well,
You know.
let's.
Yeah,
let's,
well, that's what they're demanding an apology for inventing
First-
heaven.
Can we? Let's role play. So me and Grant die.
hmm
We're
How do you
in
guys
heaven
die?
now. Jacking off incident.
Jacking off, like you just, it
It was an
It-
incident.
yeah.
was an
heard-
incident jacking
You heard
off.
of the string cheese incident?
Yeah.
It's like
or
that.
the nuclear Tokyo incident.
You've heard of that.
Yeah, you've heard of that. You've read about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Donald
In the
Trump
books.
president incident.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
I've
guys
heard of
dying
that.
from jacking off.
An incident.
It's a,
It isn't. Well,
It's an
something happened.
incident.
You don't just
It's not
die
from
jacking off.
off.
Yeah, you there was something happen. There was an incident.
Uh-huh.
while you guys were jacking off.
Yes.
What was a jacking off incident?
Well, I mean, it wasn't the same incident.
yeah, well, Grant
We-
was jacking off.
We
and
died
I-
at the same time in completely different incidents, and on others, like it was we had nothing to do with each other.
I was-
honestly, it's a little bit offensive that we come up here, we show up at
Yeah.
Heaven's Gate, and you're just trying to lump us in together.
And also, I would
immediately.
assume
So
if
it's the
you're-
jacking
if
off
you-
separate incident.
No, that's two incidents.
the jacking
Well,
off
an incident
incidents.
is one.
His is the Minneapolis.
Would it help if
jerking
we
off
just went
incident.
one at a time?
Oh, huh? What was
His
that?
his is the Minneapolis jacking off incident, and mine is the other Minneapolis jacking off incident.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, so you guys die from the jacking off incident. You show up
Two
to heaven.
different- Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not there yet.
What do you mean? So
But they go, hey, welcome to heaven. Tommy's idea.
Uh huh.
Welcome to
This
the
is-
pearly gates. Tommy's
Tommy,
idea.
just stepping out of the role play real quick. I love the improv instincts of Tommy to say, "I'm not in heaven yet,"
yeah.
but the person who would be in heaven would say this.
And is me. It's played by me.
And
Well,
it's not
it's
me,
my
but I'm
idea.
playing them.
Here's the thing. It's
okay.
my idea, so
Yeah,
of course
yeah,
I've
yeah.
thought of this. But
So
I'm just
you
not,
exist-
I'm not,
you
I'm not
exist in
physically
this
there.
world.
I physically exist
when
here.
when we die, are we just in your brain then? Are we in your mind? Because it's something you invented. You
Tommy is a heaven is a place and time is mine.
Yeah, dude, you're in my mind.
thought of. So we're living in so Tommy's
And so the
gone
person's like,
insane.
Tommy's not here yet.
Y'all
Because
are living rent free in my head, dude.
Hey everybody, sorry Tommy's not here yet on account of he has multiple personalities since his two best friends died.
Yeah.
I'm Greg, I'm not Tommy, but I live here too. Anyways, come on in, I'll show you the place. This is
Yeah, no, okay, Tommy, how about this? How about in this scenario, you are in heaven?
Yeah. 'Cause
Since you
died
invented
before
it.
us.
So
And-
how did I die?
Anal jacking
you
off
could tell us. You could tell us that.
An
Perhaps
anal
in
jacking
the,
off incident.
you could improvise.
It was at sea. You died at sea in an anal jacking off incident.
Separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm in heaven.
He died.
So
He died doing
so
what he
let's
loved.
just start. Hey, are you Tommy?
Yeah, man. Welcome to my idea.
Okay. Yep. Well, that's good to know. It's good to know I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
I honestly thought I was going to be in hell after the way I died.
Nah,
And
man.
also-
that's
and I-
that's not my idea. I didn't come up with that. So
And I thought I would be reincarnated.
Okay,
so I'm kinda bummed out that I'm-
jumping in line ahead of me. I was just.
Well, I thought we
starting-
were here together.
Well, we are, but since it was separate things, I just feel like it'd be
Okay.
easier for Tommy to understand.
hey guys,
is
hey,
pretty
I'm glad
Okay.
you showed up.
All right.
You know, to heaven.
So you're just
going
gonna do us both at the same time, all right?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm glad you guys both showed up.
Yeah, and I just decided I'm going to be talking with that accent
Yeah,
while
you
I'm
know-
here. So
Yeah, you know, so you know, I'm yeah, so you know, I'm Jay Leno.
I'm Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
I'm Mike
so-
Tyson while I'm
Yeah,
here.
so I'm Mike Tyson. I'm kind of Jay Leno sometimes. I'm kind of Mike Tyson sometimes.
It's really how you interpret my voice.
Basically, everyone here in heaven talks like either Mike Tyson or Jay Leno. So, you know, thanks for coming here, guys.
That's-
Oh, well, yeah,
that's
thanks for
something.
having us. We're really excited to be here.
Yeah, you know, so it's my idea. You know, I wrote heaven. I put it in the Bible, and you know, I mean, have you seen it? Have you heard about it?
We're here
we
right
heard
now, we're
about it,
seeing
but
it,
yeah,
yeah.
I'd like to take a little tour.
Yeah,
like
so
if
take
you-
a little tour. Over here, we have the Jay Leno writer's room.
that's
this is where
nice.
this is where I get all my work done. You know, over here is the main stage. This is where I do my monologue every
Oh,
night.
here's something.
Oh, wait, is that Madison Square Garden over there?
Yeah, so
With a
ki-
boxing ring
Oh,
set
look
up?
at right down there. That's Grand Central Station.
So
That's
basically,
very hard to say in my accent.
yeah. So kind of heaven's basically all the places that Jay Leno and Mike Tyson have been.
I never knew that heaven was just a big garage. That's
yeah, it's a
just
big. Yeah.
Jay Leno's big garage in the sky. That's
Yeah, it's a
that's
big
what
garage.
I'm gonna
and
call
you
heaven.
know what also is a big garage? My ass. Why don't you park something right in there? Come
Oh,
on.
now we're getting a good idea how he died in that
Yes,
offshore
yeah.
incident.
I'm going to be honest. This heaven is
Mhm.
starting to sound a lot like hell.
I mean, can I tell you something?
No. Don't tell. Is this the good place?
This might be hell. It's hard. It's hard to know.
Is this a spinoff of the NBC Good Place?
Unfortunately,
yeah, it's been
well,
off of the NBC's Good Place.
and so then we
Hosted by Jay
come
Leno?
out. We come out of heaven,
Mhm.
and we're in a hospital room. And
I'm hooked up to a bunch of
no,
electrodes.
Tommy's hooked up in a bed, and it's a doctor. I'm the doctor. Grant, you're his.
I'm watching from a camera
Grant, you're the
in
nurse.
a different
You're wearing
room.
a cute
Yeah.
little nurse outfit.
Hell yeah.
And I go. It appears it's one of the worst cases of mental retardation I've ever seen.
Ever since he
appears
got the vaccine, it gave him full-blown autism.
It gave
And
him
not
the greatest
good kind,
it
not
gave
the
him-
math kind.
Unfortunately, it gave him the greatest gift medicine can ever give a person:
Mm-hmm.
permanent mental retardation. He's dumber than anyone's ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
and-
but doctor, it appears it made his penis so much bigger.
It
Mhm.
does. Nurse, why don't you get the scissors?
cut me up, doc. Who cares?
All right, so that's heaven.
All right, that's heaven, and
Just a place in
or
Tommy's
or
mind.
is it
it's a
hell?
place in my mind.
Heaven is a place in Tommy's mind.
One man thinks that he invented heaven, but
Mm-hmm.
what he's about to find is that sometimes heaven may seem a lot like another place in the Twilight Zone.
This sounds
Oh,
like
can I
a
tell you guys
setup to
mine?
a bar rescue.
Yeah.
We're here in heaven. Everybody's stealing. What? I don't know. John Taffer.
Yeah.
Is that?
What were you gonna say, Tommy?
I was just gonna say.
What do you want?
Did I,
What do you want?
What do you want from us?
I don't know. Just companionship, friendship.
Okay.
Do you think you can do that for him?
I'll do it.
Okay, because I didn't want to.
I'll take the bullet this
All
time.
right. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it from Grant.
Cool.
All right, I'll offer it.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, man.
No, too late.
No, I just did.
No, mine's
So, Tommy,
contingent on
please
Ryan
go-
not being
We're,
included.
Grant is muted. Grant is in the mute zone.
Okay.
And Tommy,
This
you
is
can speak.
bullshit.
I just took him out of the meat zone.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you guys my my Martin Scorsese restaurant idea?
I think you did, but tell us
no.
again.
All right. So I've been coming up with some restaurant ideas lately, and I want to know if you guys would go to this restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's a Martin Scorsese restaurant, themed restaurant, and basically you sit down, you order a nice Italian meal,
Okay.
and it's it's all of us. We're all at the restaurant,
Yep.
and at some point during your meal, there's gonna be a bloody fight. Some table is gonna have a bloody fight, and some people are gonna get kicked out of the restaurant. And it's gonna go crazy. You don't know who it is, But so the whole meal, you're kind of looking around, and you're like, is it gonna be? Are those the mobsters? Are they gonna? know? So it's kind of like a play. You go there and you eat a meal, and it's kind of like a play.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about? Would you
So
go?
it's
Would you
like
go to that?
It's like medieval times, but with like greasy ginzos.
Yeah, I think there should be kind of like a Renaissance festival, but
what
for 1970s
Goombas.
mobster.
Hell yeah. What
films.
about? Dude, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Tommy, what about
Isn't that sick?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Hell yeah.
what
dude.
about M. Night Shyamalan's Martin Scorsese's restaurant, where you go to the restaurant, you know that at one point somebody's gonna get into a fight. You don't know who.
Yeah,
but
someone's
then
gonna
at
get
the end
whacked.
Then at the end of the meal, you find out the whole time it was you who was gonna get in a fight.
Yeah, well, maybe that's part of
Ah.
it. Maybe you sit
like it.
down and it's kind of like what's
No,
D&D or something?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, where like they give you a card and they're like, "Hey, you do the whacking or you're going to get whacked." So it's like, "Oh, I got to act."
I used to
while I'm
think
eating
that
my-
game was Dungeons and Dicks.
With all this whacking,
But
Well,
yeah,
then,
what about like a
then
like
you
a
misinterpret the whacking assignment. You have some sort of incident. Boom. You wind up in heaven.
You wind up in a place called Tommy's Mind.
Mhm.
What about? Okay, I'm kind of feeling a little inspired by some of
Are
these
you?
ideas, Tommy. Yeah,
Feeling
go
inspired?
away,
I'm
man.
feeling really inspired. So, okay, what about? I'm thinking of celebrities who could also have restaurants.
Okay.
What about one? Toby Keith's Bar and Grill.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Ooh.
What
Yeah.
about
Flavor Town, Guy Fieri.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
What
Mhm.
about the Hollywood Cafe?
Macaulay Culkin's cocaine and chicken tenders
Macaulay Culver's.
buffet.
Ooh, I like Macaulay Culver's.
Macaulay Culver's.
Yeah.
What about Olive Garden? But The Rock is there.
Olivia Munn Garden. I don't know.
Olivia Fig Newton.
What the Rock Cafe instead of the Hard Rock Cafe?
Elton John.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. I was actually going to say
Nope,
that.
that was me.
Elton Jimmy John's. I came up with that. What about
Herberts and Gerberts and George Herbert Walker Bushes
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't you just say Herberts and George Herbert Walker Bushes?
and
Mhm.
Gerbers.
And Gerberts.
What about
about-
old? What about Old Country buffet? But it's like the old country, like Italy,
What about
like the
no
real
coun-
old country.
What about no old country for men?
I'm gonna take you back to Sicily. old country for no men.
No country for old men buffet, and they bring a cow out, they shoot it in the head with a cattle gun before you eat it, and then
No country for old men.
no country for old men buffet. And what's his name? Who's Tommy Lee Jones is there?
Yeah.
And the whole time he's just monologuing, where he's just like, I just don't understand it. It just isn't the way it used to be. It never used to be like this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just no old country for men buffet with a new $9 sirloin. Come on down and get a slice of meat. That's their slogan. Come on down and get a slice of meat.
Yeah, you got. What about
Go off.
I'm trying. Instead of Leon Chins, you got Leon Tim
First of all, it's
Allen.
not Leon.
Yeah, I think it's Leanne.
Leanne Tim. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm tapping out of that one.
What about
Leanne Rhymes.
This is
No
this is
sign.
the Da Vinci episode where we go full on the Da Vinci twins, where it's
The
we're
Da
1
Vinci
year
code.
into the pandemic. We have 2 brain cells left. I think we've already said this exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are Tommy? First of all, you're gonna have to apologize at some point for inventing heaven. Second of all, what are some other bad ideas that you guys have had or that you can think of that you should probably be apologizing for? Anything come to mind? Bad ideas.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of bad ideas.
Rube Goldberg jerking off machine where it's marble. You put a marble on a tube, it goes down, it knocks over a bunch of dominoes.
Rube Bader Goldberg.
Well, that knocks down a bunch of books. Those books turn a bowling ball down, and that goes into a hose. The hose turns on a water spigot. The water shoots a lever. Yeah, spigot. It shoots a lever. The lever turns. That turns on more water. That gets another marble going, and then that hits a string. The string is connected to a hammer, and then that hammer just repeatedly beats my erect penis. So yeah, I thought it was a good idea, and I thought it would be something that would.
I think with a small tweak, that could be good.
Okay, so
maybe change the hammer.
I can't believe I thought it was Leon Chins.
Yeah, you're very stupid.
That's insane. That was a wild one.
What about a machine?
Hi, I'm Leon. Leanne's my wife, but I'm Leon. Welcome to Leon Chins.
What about a machine that you can plug into the wall and it will give you, it prints money.
Okay.
And you could print as much money as you want from the machine.
Oh.
What about that?
That's a sick idea.
Because then you have a literal money making machine.
There's no need to apologize for that idea. I don't think that's a home run of an idea.
Should I patent that?
Yes.
Do you guys have any ideas for?
Apologizing. I don't know. It's probably just got to be starting this podcast. That was a pretty bad invention of ours.
Yep.
That was bad.
That we should, sorry. I don't think we say it enough. Sorry for starting this podcast.
I'm sorry for continuing to do this podcast and giving Tommy a platform.
Yeah, I'm excited to deplatform Tommy.
He's got a good time.
Well, I'm sorry, but Tommy left the room, and now old country Timmy Buffet is here.
Okay.
To play a little song.
Let's hear your song, Timmy.
Well, Ryan died from a jerking off incident. Gran died from a jerking off incident too. And I also died from an anal incident. And we are very sorry.
Nice.
That's a little song I have.
That was good.
Hey, now it's me again.
Did you just freestyle that?
Yeah, off the dome.
That was really good.
Thanks, man.
I think we're frozen.
We freestyled it.
Whoa! Look how quick you moved. All right. We're at an hour 6.
I think that's good. I feel kind of gassed.
We gotta get some more apologies in here, man.
Yeah, please, everybody, write those in.
There's nothing going on in life.
Do everything for us. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Listen, the world keeps spinning, and no matter
can't believe you're derailing the fucking
how it might feel now. Understand that now that Donald Trump is no longer president, the world is a completely different place.
So different.
And our wildest dreams are all coming true now.
It's good now.
Not only do we love you, but we are in love with you. And I guess, follow us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts. We got another 5-star review, which we really appreciated. We could certainly use some more. Tell your friends if you think they'd enjoy the show. Listen, I know this show wasn't our best work, but I think we've been heating up.
This was a good one.
We've been heating up.
Yeah.
I think it was okay, but, sometimes it's hard to bring the heat.
Well, sometimes
when it's this cold.
When it's -6 degrees, I couldn't work today because legally we would die.
Yeah.
A judge banged his gavel and said, hear ye, they will die if they go outside. So we can't go outside, so I'm home from work. But listen, that's not what's important right now. What's important right now is the bond that we all share with our listeners, all 80,000 of them.
Yes.
And
one day we're going to get y'all when this is all over, we're gonna gather you all up into a football stadium together.
And we're going to teach you a little bit about life, haircuts, and therapy.
I thought that was really funny.
That was a fun bit.
That was fun, but it took a lot.
We can't recap the bits we just did.
No, we can do whatever. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, why can we not do that?
Because everybody just heard it.
I also like
this show's insane. I don't even know what this show's becoming.
I also liked
This show's fucking so
being a doctor. And
Well,
I will say
for
this,
one, have respect for our listeners.
and our healthcare workers. And I'm sorry that I use the R word. As the doctor, I know that that's an outdated word, and
That scene did
But it
take
is-
place in the 50s, in
and
your defense.
and in my defense, it is honestly pretty funny to say that word. So
That's a good point.
I am sorry, but I thought it was funny.
I'm glad everybody turned the podcast off by this time.
Thank God. And I just want to say, I know that the world seems like a strange and scary place right now, but when you guys listen to our podcast, it becomes a little bit less scary.
Imagine someone being like comforted by Ryan's words. I really hope someone's out there who's just like, yeah,
Write in,
I need
write
that,
in,
dude.
and let me know if you like these rambling, nonsensical platitudes, because it makes me feel better.
Also, should we talk about maybe the next podcast? Should we talk about like that Seth Simons article
What I don't even know
about
what it
comedy,
was.
about the alt-right in comedy?
Well,
Yeah, we
we'll
should probably
discuss
cover that.
Listen,
Do you guys think we should cover that? I think I have
Sure.
some thoughts on it. I thought it was
Yeah.
really interesting.
keep them percolating because I still haven't learned to read. And, just to our listeners, if you don't know how to read, there's nothing wrong with
That's
that.
that's what podcasts are for. People who
Is-
can't read.
And we will teach. If you come to our
A
Super Bowl,
podcast by people who can't read for people,
For people
who
who can't read.
FUBU. So, yeah, just do, listen, you guys know the drill. Everything we said, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for listening. We got nothing else. Grant's going to be in Fargo.
Yes.
February 26th and 27th with Chris Maddock. Go see him. Tommy will be working at his brother's restaurant, and I
he's gonna quit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Well, we'll have to talk about that later.
Fargo is a place where COVID doesn't exist.
Dabba-doo!
Gabba dabba doo. Fargo is a place where COVID doesn't exist. Grant's gonna perform there and give everybody a kiss. Smoochy, 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 give me that COVID kiss. But I will be the one who will miss because I have the vaccine. Bitch.
All right, folks. So for Tommy, who really wants to be Adam Sandler Bayer, and Grant loves love Winkles. I've been Ryan, Endless Platitudes Call, and this has been the We Cool Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and if you're watching on YouTube, get a load of these feet.
Hit that
All right.
subscribe button.
Thank you. Fucking bye. That was it. That's the podcast. I don't know why you're still listening.
I'm a little.
We did
I'm
it.
The tiniest man in the world.
A tiny
The
little
tiniest is the biggest.
All right, Tommy, we got some fucking burgers to fry, dog.